1 year ago, 64 of poker's most revered names gathered for a tournament like no other. The River, the Jack of Diamonds!
I called the date and the Jack.
And he calls. Turns an ace of clubs, and James has made his straight.
No heart.
Queen of hearts!
Unbelievable. Only a 9 or a deuce will save Chris Ferguson.
A 9!
Unbelievable! Helmut hits the deck.
There would be no grief on the river this time for Phil Hellmuth, and he wins the National Heads Up Poker Championship. Now the game's most famous faces are back playing one-on-one at the home of champions in hopes of being crowned champion.
It's all about getting into one opponent's head.
If the cards come in good, hey, I can bust anybody.
It's completely different than any other poker. When you play heads up with someone, things change.
I'm surrounded by all the legends and the best players in the world.
Everybody's out to win this event.
The second National Heads Up Poker Championship begins now.
You think you're taking my money, you better watch your step. Now when I come to play, you can be sure that I don't mess around. Now if you still think that you got the luck, come on, bring it on, heads up. If you think you can beat me one-on-one, come on, bring it on, heads up.
From the home of champions, Caesars Palace Casino in Las Vegas, welcome to the 2006 National Heads Up Poker Championship presented by Outback Steakhouse. Hello everyone, Matt Vasgersian alongside Gabe Kaplan. 64 of the game's elite are ready to square off, so let's get right to the action here in round one. At our featured table, Jennifer Tilly, who won her first World Series of Poker bracelet last year, matched up against .com millionaire Paul Phillips. Paul Phillips has gone to a different look as opposed to last year when he was wearing the beard and hassling Phil Hellmuth. He's got a 6 deuce. And he'll raise to 500. Jennifer Tilly has employed something of a visual strategy here, Gabe. You think that's meant to distract?
I couldn't hear you, Matt. I was distracted. What'd you say?
Flop comes 8, tray 9, couple of diamonds.
Jennifer bets 500 here. I think she feels the only way she's going to win this match is to show some aggressiveness, and she's done it here. Paul throws his hand away. Paul's also trying to distract Jennifer by wearing his pajama top.
And Jennifer takes down the pot.
All right, Gabe, the Diamonds bracket is underway, and now to the casual fan, it may look as though the Jennifer Tilly-Paul Phillips matchup is a little lopsided. Does Jennifer have a chance in this match?
Definitely has a chance. Jennifer Tilly has a bracelet. She won the Women's No Limit event at last year's World Series of Poker. She beat out over 600 of the best women players in the world. Paul Phillips has won some major tournaments. They both have outstanding poker credentials. It's going to be a great match.
All right, and later on today, we're going to see the talk of the Heads Up Poker world, the defending champ, Phil Hellmuth. This tournament, however, with its random seeding, does not give the returning champ or anybody a seeding advantage. So, Gabe, how difficult is it going to be for him to repeat?
Very difficult. Some people don't think he's quite as hungry as he was last year, and he's drawn a particularly difficult opponent in his first-round match, David Chip Reese, who most people consider to be the best cash game player in the world. But then again, we're talking about Phil Hellmuth, and he's very anxious to show that last year was not a fluke.
And our Catherine Tappan is with the defending champ.
Phil, we asked you this question 20 times last year. Are you a favorite to win this tournament?
You know, am I one of the favorites to win the tournament? Of course. Of course, that's the case. Will I right now I'm worried about making it past the first round. I'm wearing gold. I'm trying to do like the Michael Johnson routine where he won the 200 and 400 in the gold shoes, so I'm going to wear a gold shirt and a gold hat later. Right now I'm just kind of chilling.
Thanks, Phil.
The defending champ feeling relaxed. He'll play his first match in the clubs bracket later today. Now we'll look at the Diamonds bracket where 8 matches are currently underway. Now back to our featured table where Jennifer Tilly faces Paul Phillips. Tilly, of course, the Oscar-nominated actress, but her poker career is quickly becoming priority number 1.
The funny thing is I have a television show right now, and I'm really lucky because I'm not in every episode, and I structured it that way so I'd have time to play poker. So right after I wrapped my show, I got a phone call from this producer in London, and he said, we just got the financing for this movie, and we want you to fly out, and we're going to start next Tuesday. And I went, you know what? I really can't do it because I'm playing the NBC Heads Up Championship. And I realized I'd rather play the NBC Heads Up Championship than make some movie off in London. So I think I'm kind of transmogrifying into a poker player from being an actress.
Jennifer Tilly hoping her focus on poker translates into success here at Heads Up. And there you see her boyfriend, fellow competitor Phil Lack. Phil's in the hearts bracket and he'll face Gavin Smith in the first round.
Jennifer did show a little aggressiveness on that first hand. Let's see if she keeps it up. It's going to be hard here. Paul Phillips has got a pair of kings.
And he raises to 500. Suited king jack for Jennifer. That could be trouble for her.
Yes, it's going to be hard to transmogrify a king jack against a pair of kings.
She'll call. Flop comes ace-6 deuce. Jennifer checks.
I think Paul's going to take a little shot here just to find out if Jennifer might have an ace.
Instead, he checks into the turn.
Just checks.
10 of spades. And a very cautious $500 bet from Jennifer.
Paul must be wondering now, does Jennifer have an ace? Did she pick up a flush draw with that 10 of spades? She actually picked up a straight draw. She make a straight with a queen.
Paul calls. And the river brings a set of kings for Paul Phillips.
But it's a king of spades. So if Jennifer did have a flush draw, she's made her flush.
Jennifer checks.
Paul's going to bet here. He's going to be a little cautious, I feel, because that is the king of spades.
Paul bets 1,300.
You hate to make a set on the river, just have someone else make a flush. And Jennifer's got a call here because she's made a pair of kings.
And Paul Phillips takes down the pot.
Jack for a pair of kings. Pocket kings for 3 kings.
Aren't you the slippery one?
Good thing it didn't come on the flop, or that
Look
could have
at
been
him all
uglier.
nice and quiet and sly and not raising pre-flop.
I did raise pre-flop.
Well, you're right. He's slippery. He's like an eel.
Underway, back with more from the National Heads Up Poker Championship right after this. Welcome back to the National Heads Up Poker Championship from Caesars Palace, the home of champions. And back inside, the chairman of Card Player Magazine, Barry Shulman, has put his opponent all in. That's a semifinalist from last year, Antonio Esfandiari. Shulman with a pair of eights, Esfandiari ace-king. The flop comes 7, 8, 10, and a set of eights for Shulman.
And Antonio backs away from the table. Didn't like that. He's going to need a lot of help to avoid elimination.
A 9 of clubs on the turn, and that brings some help for Antonio.
Antonio could win this hand with a club. He could also tie with a 6 or a jack.
Antonio's girlfriend, Vicky, watching with interest.
I think Antonio realizes he needs a club.
River brings a 10 of spades, and Barry Shulman has eliminated Antonio Esfandiari. Shulman advances, and now he's got something even more to write about in Card Player Magazine. Action continuing in the diamond.